you're the first person that I've spoken to who has said that their depression was linked to their ADHD. Can you explain to me the link and how that sort of manifests?
I didn't understand it, but as I understand ADHD now, what fundamentally happened in my brain, and I guess it'll happen to some people as well, is I would have an inability to choose where to place my focus, right? One of the things. I would either be hyper-focused by something that I shouldn't, or I would have no focus for the thing that I should. I could be having a conversation with you here, and let's say there was a car outside revving its engine. At some point, that's all I'd be able to think about, even though you're speaking to me. That's all revving this engine. Who's driving this car? What is going on out there? What kind of car is that? Sounds like a V6. Is that a truck? What are they? Something wrong? No, it's... And now you'd be talking, and then at the end of the sentence, I'll just hear the last 3 words you said, and then I'll try and put it all together and act like I was paying attention. But what my brain was also doing in that paying attention thing was it was focusing on a recurring thought or a recurring idea that I couldn't let go of. And that's sometimes where the depression would kick in, is that I would be perpetually stuck in a loop of either meaninglessness or what I like to call personally, it's like my zoom was stuck on my lens. And what you're doing with the lens all the time when you're getting focused and when you're zooming is you're trying to place your focus on the object that you're trying to place it on. If you zoom out too wide, you can't see the object. If you zoom in too much, you also can't see the object. You've got to find the right zoom that we're now looking at a cup. If you zoom in too much, you just go like, I'm looking at silver, I'm looking at a color. You zoom out too much, you can't even see that we're in this room. I'm looking at people, you're like, no, there's a cup, oh, I didn't see it. And so what was happening in my brain was I would get stuck in a zoom and I would just loop. So sometimes it would be me going, that was an interesting day at work. I go to work tomorrow. Then I go to work the next day. Then the next day, and then the next day. Then there's a weekend, but then I'm back at work. Then wait a minute, it's just weeks and weekends forever. It just keeps on going. And then one day you're like, you're 90 and then you're dead and wait, why am I going to work tomorrow? What's the point of, what is happening here? This makes absolutely no sense. And then I'll just sit there and I couldn't get that out of my head. I literally could not get that thought out of my head. And I would just sit there like, what is the point of this? What are we doing? Couldn't get it out of my head.
And how does that feel when you can't get that out of your head? What is the feeling?
For me, it felt like life was meaningless. The concept of it was meaningless. I was like, we're a blip. What are we doing here? All of this means nothing. All of this is pointless.
Is that an exact example of something that would make you...
No, this is an exact example. This is something that would get stuck in my head because I didn't know with ADHD that I was hyper-focusing on this thing. In the same way that I could hyper-focus on learning about, I don't know, a discipline, industrial design or artificial intelligence. I would just, you know what I'm talking about with that. I'd get hyper-focused and then I'd learn everything about it and I'd read every book and I'd talk to every person I could and I would watch everything and all of a sudden in like 3 months you'd meet me and I'd go like, yep, I've read that book, I've read that book, I've read that book, and I'm obsessed with this thing. And then one day it just disappears. Now that's fine for like learning, let's say, but it would be terrible for an idea of sadness or an idea of feeling like life is going nowhere.